What's up, guys? Welcome back to Newswave. We did hit 90,000 subscribers, so the Nendoroid, or the Link Nendoroid drawing is done. I drew a name and everything. I sent an email last night, so check your inboxes. And if you did get the email, please email me back so I can get that out to you. We are starting a new giveaway for the, the journey to 95,000. The 100,000 sub giveaway will be different. It'll be a little bigger, and we're going to go over that when we do get to 95,000. So I can kind of go over some of the options since the PC market has expanded in terms of pricing around video cards. We'll work through all of that, though. I got some good ideas for that. But we are going to start, for this giveaway going to 95,000, we're going to be giving away what I think looks really cool, and that is the Kingdom Hearts 2 Sora figure. You can actually see that here, and it is going to be really cool to give this one away. I think we're right in the right spot leading into E3, where the Kingdom Hearts hype is at an all-time high right now for Kingdom Hearts 3. So we're giving that away. Check the link down in the description if you'd like to enter for a chance to win the Sora figure. It's really nice. All the reviews for it are great. So I'm really looking forward to giving that one away. Today, though, we have to talk about something else going to E3 that everyone needs to pay attention and look out for, because Splinter Cell is back in the news. We've gone roughly 5 years or so without one, and I think fans are ready to get a new one. And we found out that the Switch is breaking sales records all over the place, and that includes Germany. So for today, guys, let's get started. So Amazon's been pretty bad about keeping secrets when they know something. We've seen it before with several different games. Saw it with, I remember Crash was shown there, and several other games just pop up on Amazon. South Park for the Switch at one point. So many games just happen to pop up and then get pulled down. Although this one, to be fair, seems to be, maybe it was Ubisoft who jumped the gun, since it was under their account on Amazon, and that is Splinter Cell 2018 with a working title, I assume, and this popped up on Amazon Canada. So it is a specific place, a specific listing that says Splinter Cell 2018, and it is, like I said, posted to Ubisoft's account. So it's not just a random account, it is Ubisoft's official account. Now, people liked Blacklist when that came out, the Splinter Cell game back in 2013, with Michael Ironside having been replaced. That was the big thing that a lot of people had a problem with. They like him as the voice actor and everything, but he was replaced. Well, the interesting thing is, last year, or at least 2016, we had a rumor going around that he had returned for a Splinter Cell game that was in development. We thought it would be showcased at E3 2017, so that was like right at the end of 2016, from what I'm remembering. We were kind of expecting it to be shown then. Never was shown. We got some other good games like Beyond Good and Evil 2, things like that being shown, but nothing about Splinter Cell. However, we also didn't have a listing popping up randomly back then either. And going off of that, it seems like this might be the right time to bring Splinter Cell back. It's been 5 years. However, though, I would like to see it be rebooted. I think we can do that. I think it's been long enough. I think we've gone through enough of the storyline from before to where we can just start over and just call it something like just Splinter Cell, right? I know Ubisoft wants to do games as a service, so maybe they work with something like, Spies versus Mercenaries or something, or maybe they do turn it into a live services game. I think I'd like to see it with a very good single-player component. Splinter Cell back on the PS2, the Xbox, the GameCube, those were technical marvels back then. Some people may not remember this because maybe you're a little younger, but man, when Splinter Cell was on the PS2, or like I said, the Xbox, GameCube, just the visuals, the graphics, the lighting effects, the new elements of stealth that seemed to be pulled from the universe Tom Clancy were amazing at the time. So I would like to see them they seem to have taken their time if this is happening. This seems to be a rumor for now, but man, I've said it before, they seem to be terrible at keeping secrets when it comes to Amazon and stuff like that. This would be the perfect time. They've had probably 4+ years to work on this thing if they really did start working on it a little after Blacklist went away. It didn't sell very well. Ubisoft was not happy with the sales despite it getting good reviews. I think on Metacritic it still has like an 83. That's a respectable score. Not enough to sell the copies Ubisoft wanted. However, keep in mind this seems to be a good time. They bring back Michael Ironside and everything, and we're good to go. So, here's what you need to pay attention to. It seems to be a rumor for now, but I would keep an eye out for Splinter Cell because E3 seems to be a great place for Ubisoft to showcase it. They just announced The Division 2 randomly before E3, and they still need some kind of, I assume, big reveal. We had Beyond Good and Evil 2 last year. This year, I do think, again, it's a rumor and a speculation, I do think Splinter Cell is their big reveal, and that is going to be really, really cool because I think it's going to excite some fans of the series when it first released, because I'm hoping it is a reboot. Please don't let us down, Ubisoft, please. Next up, let's talk about Switch sales in Germany. These were released by Nintendo PR from Germany, just kind of going over the Switch's first year, and they decided to drop some sales numbers on us. 650,000 Switch units did sell. They specifically said they sold, and that does break Nintendo's previous record. This is Nintendo's record, not necessarily all game consoles, but Nintendo's record from the original Wii. So that means that the first year in Germany, the Switch has surpassed the Wii's first year sales. The reason I say not all consoles is because I do remember the PS4 sold roughly 1 million units in its first year, but what this shows is that the Switch seems to be in very high demand in Germany, much more so than the Wii U, by far. Apparently around the amount of the Wii. Now that does help with what they are selling it with, things like Zelda, Mario, Xenoblade, Splatoon, the list goes on. And of course the concept. So what's good to know here is the Switch is at least appealing to an audience that did not want the Wii U, right? The Wii U was not good for Nintendo, but it seems like they've learned a lot and have marketed the Switch correctly, have brought a very, very good first-year lineup, appear to be poised for a very good second-year lineup with possibly Pokemon and Smash, and then other third-party games around it like Octopath Traveler. So this could be interesting, but it looks like they are on the right track in pretty much all parts of the world. Germany just happened to release numbers that surprised a lot of people because, again, this does eclipse the very, very popular Wii's first year. Next up, let's talk about Ninokuni 2 because it did get reviewed. These are the first reviews that I have seen, and these are coming out of Famitsu. So they, of course, get the game very early because they have to publish it in a magazine and everything. Well, if you were concerned about how Ninokuni 2 would turn out, get excited because it got a 38 out of 40. It received 2 10s and 2 9s. That's the way they like to kind of judge it. They have 4 different, I guess, judges or people that are reviewing it, and then they come together with 4 different scores. And again, a 10, a 10, a 9, and a 9. So we've seen a lot of previews. It's been delayed twice. It has gone gold, so it is coming out. They've already reviewed it March 23rd. But man, after seeing these review scores, I'm relieved. That's one, because you're always concerned about these kind of games letting you down. Does not look to be the case for Ninokuni 2. I liked the first one a lot. I played it, the first Ninokuni on the PS3. I really liked it. And the second one I am buying. I think I probably will end up with it on the PS4. I thought about PC, but I think just in general it'd be easier, for me anyway, to capture footage and everything. I'll just get it on the PS4 Pro, play it there. But yes, next Friday I will be picking it up. Very excited to get into this thing. It sounds like it's a very long game based on the review and what people have been talking about so far. From that review, you can build your entire kingdom. I'm ready for this game. Another good JRPG coming out. Glad to see it is not disappointing. It's not letting down. Ninokuni 2 comes out next Friday. That's March 23rd. PC and PS4. Next up, let's talk about a new game that was announced, and it was kind of out of nowhere, out of left field, I guess. This is V-Rally 4. Now, you may remember this series because a lot of people actually liked it a lot back on the PS1, and then it also was on the PS2. I think a lot of people remember it from the PS1. It's kind of an off-road racing game, but they just kind of randomly drop a trailer. This is V-Rally 4. You're going to see some of the trailer here. And what's interesting about this, one, it's going to pretty much everything. PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, PC. It's going to everything. It'll boast 50 models of cars and a variety of different events, including straight up rally, rally cross, hill climbs, a couple different ones as well outside of that. Now, they were very excited because the last one they did 15 years ago was V-Rally 3 on the PlayStation 2. And again, it is due out sometime later this year in 2018. But it's interesting to see that it is going to everything, including the Switch. Now, the Switch doesn't have a lot of racers like these. This is a big deal for Switch owners. You don't have a lot of racing games. This is an off-road racing game that was pretty popular back then, went on a pretty long hiatus, and here they are. They show up with a really good-looking trailer and in this case, a pretty soon release date. And end of 2018 isn't too far off. So I'm hoping we see more of it at E3. But if you're a big fan of off-road racing, V-Rally was pretty popular, like I said, back in the day. I remember playing it on the PS1. I don't remember playing it on the PS2, so I must have missed that one. But if you are an older V-Rally fan, you're probably very excited right now. I'm happy to see it going to all systems as well. That way, pretty much Everyone gets a chance to play it who wants to, and it'll be interesting, of course, because we will get those comparisons for Switch owners versus, you know, PS4 and Xbox One and everything. So I'm curious how it will play on the Switch, handheld mode, docked mode, everything like that. But hey, it's a rally game. It's another racing game for fans on the Switch. And if you're a V-Rally fan, this is absolutely great for you. And in our last bit of news, let's talk about what was kind of an odd announcement that just kind of showed up from Sega. Well, in this case, Sega Nerds. This technically is a Sega announcement because it's for the Sega Genesis Collection. Now, it appears to be 50 plus games, so over 50 games, that are going to be from the original Genesis, in this case, the Mega Drive for some. And it's going to be going to the Xbox One, the PS4, and the PC. And I already know what some people are saying because I saw it on Twitter. Where's the Switch version? We'll talk about that in a second, but this is coming out in May. Specifically, you're going to see a slide here coming out May 29th. Now, Sega Nerds put up a trailer, and then it immediately came down. People are saying Sega told them to take it down. They jumped the gun. They jumped the embargo. In that case, that's kind of a shame, but the trailer pretty much showed several different games being played, like a compilation that this is. We've had Genesis collections before on the 360 and the PS3. This just seems to be Sega doing that again for the Xbox One, the PS4, and the PC. It is a head scratcher to miss out on the Switch. It's been out for over a year now, right? I feel like Sega hadn't been planning this for over a year, maybe. I mean, all right, maybe more than a year, but it's interesting that they didn't move it over. However, one thing I will tell you, I wouldn't be surprised at all if this showed up on the Switch at a later date, possibly even a month later, because as of now, it's not announced, but that doesn't mean that maybe they did start development later on the Switch version, and it's just going to take a little longer to come out. We've seen it with things like the Mega Man Legacy Collection, right, where it's releasing later from Capcom, and Sega does seem on board with the Switch. So while this is a weird announcement now, honestly, the Switch version probably isn't too far behind. I can't imagine that's immensely hard to port over. Maybe they want to add extra features for things like the HD Rumble, split Joy-Con. I've also seen some people say maybe it's conflicting with things like Virtual Console. Well, at this point, honestly, we don't really know anything about Virtual Console. And while that is possible, it would be a little odd to keep that game completely off the Switch just because of that. And honestly, if they were, I don't think they're going to give us 50 games up front. That would be probably something spread out over years and years. And I would rather just have that cartridge, if possible, for the Switch. It seems to fit perfectly for the Switch at this point. Nothing in terms of graphics that would hold it back, nothing like that. And the portability would be awesome to have 50 plus Genesis games on a cartridge on the go. Probably wouldn't even be that large. It could probably fit on one of the smaller, in this case, the smaller cartridges that Capcom seems to love. I'm sure Sega would grab one of those too. Although some people might just download it digitally. Either way, don't be surprised if you see this show up on the Switch. But as of now, May 29th, Xbox One, PS4, and PC. And ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for Newswave today. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, guys. It really helps out. If not, hit the dislike. Leave a bunch of comments down below about everything we talked about today. Whether it is the Sega collection, maybe you are a little surprised that's not on the Switch yet, but maybe you're also expecting it, or maybe you're just excited to see it and you're going to get it on your PC or your PS4 or your Xbox One. We have had these collections before. We're still waiting for a list to see what games are on there. Again, it seemed to be under embargo, and it kind of leaked out. It kind of slipped out. So that's going to happen at times, as we've seen with things like Amazon and Splinter Cell. Let me know what you think about that listing. Do you think it's a false flag? It's something that Ubisoft accidentally put out and they didn't mean to? Or do you think there is something in the works for Splinter Cell? We've heard rumors from years ago about a development happening around Splinter Cell. Do you think they are rebooting the series? Do you think Splinter Cell is going to be at E3? Or do you think none of that's happening and we won't see Splinter Cell at E3 and Splinter Cell fans will have to continue to wait for a reboot, or in this case, a brand new game? Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.